Hey guys, I know I just made my To Be Honest video yesterday, but well, I couldn't sleep last night because I'm an insomniac. This is gonna be weird. Okay, um, um, this rant video came to mind, so I wrote down everything that I need to rant about. I'm probably only gonna get to the first one because I don't want this to be an hour-long video, and if I go through every single tick in this, it's gonna be about an hour long because there's like 10 here. Okay, the first one and the most important one for me anyway is subtweeting. We're all guilty of it. We've all subtweeted at one point or another, myself included. I'm not sitting here saying I'm innocent of this, but there needs this needs to be said and needs to be addressed. It's not. I personally try not to do it as often as I possibly can. Chances are, if you're seeing a subtweet from me, it's about someone in real life and it's not about anyone on Twitter. But I try to even not do that, and I try to be specific and be like, oh, well, such and such did this and I'm annoyed, or whatever. Like, I try not to make it vague as to who it is, and I try not to be passive aggressive. Just because I know how subtweets make me feel, whether they're about me or not. And everyone's like, well, if the shoe fits, or like guilty conscience, or like, no. Half the time, I'll see a subtweet, and it's not about me. Like, most subtweets that I see aren't about me, and I know that. Like, I know that you guys all have like better stuff to do than sit around and subtweet about me. Like, I'm not that important. I'm not that cool. But like, I'll see a subtweet and it's about someone else, like totally, entirely different person. And excuse me. I didn't sleep last night, which is why I'm tired. But I'll see a subtweet about someone else, and I'll be like, oh my god, when did I do that? When did I say that? When did I don't when, and like, I'll go through my Twitter feed trying to look for this, and I realize I didn't do it, and I realize it's not about me, and like, it's not kind of like a guilty conscience or if the shoe fits kind of thing. It's social anxiety, and I kind of come to find out that a lot of the fandom has social anxiety. So like, I don't know, like, and people can sit here and be like, well, I have anxiety too, and I don't think every subtweet's about me. Social anxiety and anxiety in general are totally different things. I happen to have both. I happen to have anxiety, social anxiety, PTSD, like the whole 9 yards, and I'm not blaming my social anxiety on anybody. It's my problem, it's my issue. You guys aren't responsible for it. It's on me. But like, it goes and like, well, people are like, well, if you have social anxiety, why are you on Twitter if it affects you that much? Because if I stopped doing everything that gave me anxiety in a social setting, I'd never leave my house. Like, as it is, when I'm not in class, I don't leave my dorm room, okay? I literally sit in my dorm room and write. I'm not a social person because walking into a room where there's people gives me anxiety. I'm in college, okay? So, my schedule's different. I don't get up at I don't have classes from 7 until 1:30 like I did in high school. I have classes Monday, Wednesday from 3:30 until 8, and then I have a class Tuesday, Thursday from 6 until 8. So, like, walking into a class when I'm not the first one in there is awful. Like, I can't even explain it to you. It's just like, not a single person in the room has to be looking at me, but I can feel everybody's eyes on me, looking at me and judging me. And like, people don't understand what it feels like, and that's kind of the same thing it is with the subtweeting. Like, I see a subtweet and I don't want to think it's about me. Like, I've seen the subtweets about me. I know what they are. Like, I know who does it, and y'all know too. Y'all know what you say, and like, I don't even understand the point of subtweeting. Like, why? Like, is it supposed to make it hurt less? Like, I don't understand. The few times that I've done it are usually in response to subtweets about me. Um, but like, I don't understand it. Like, is it supposed to make it hurt less than just coming out and saying, hey, at Unbroken Barista, or sending me a DM or a text message? Because most of you have my number. Like, I don't understand the thought process behind this. Because it doesn't make it hurt less. um, like, I don't get the anxiety from a subtweet that I know is about me, but like, that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. Like, especially if it's a negative subtweet. If it's a positive subtweet, it's cool. But like, if it's a negative subtweet, it's like, you really couldn't have said that, like, to me. Like, yeah, it would still hurt, but like, it would hurt less, because at least you have the common decency to come to me and tell me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It just annoys me. And then again, it goes with the social anxiety, and like, unless you guys have social anxiety, saying, oh, I get it, no, you don't. You don't get it. Walking across campus sucks. Walking into a classroom full of people sucks. I dread having to walk into a classroom late, because God forbid it's the judgment, and I can't. I can't. Even like walking into a class where there's already like half the class is there or whatever, or even if there's just only a couple other people there, it's freaking awful. Like, it's bad. Like, I can walk across campus and see two people talking and like make eye contact, or I don't even have to make eye contact. It's worse if you make eye contact. Um, I can see two people talking, I'm like, oh my god, they're talking about me. I just can't. What are they talking about me about? Is it something I'm wearing? Do I really look that hideous today? Like, what is going on? I don't understand why they're. Obviously, like, rationally, I know that they're not talking about me. But anxiety is not a rational disease. Because it's a mental illness. Anxiety in itself is not rational. Whether it's social anxiety or just regular anxiety or PT, these things that we are anxious about aren't rational things. Usually. I'm not saying all the time. Usually they're not rational things. Logically, anyway. I mean, in our brains, depending on the kind of anxiety, they're totally rational. But logically, like, yes, I know those people sitting 2 seats away from me aren't talking about me. But you know what? Still kind of makes me feel bad when I'm sitting there eating a burger and there's two skinny bitches sitting at the table next to me talking, and it's like, oh crap. Not that we have a lot of skinny bitches at Stockton. I mean, bitches in general. Skinny, big, whatever. Like, we're all really nice here, but for whatever reason, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's my whole social anxiety portion. I don't know. I probably missed a whole lot. Like, yeah. So I guess I'm gonna get into the second thing, and that's fan fiction. Okay. So, I mean, okay. It's one thing to send a writer critique. Like, I'm talking about actually sending a review to a writer and sending them critique versus sending them just a bitch fest in a review. I've gotten both. A critique is something like that is constructive and will allow the writer to improve their work and gives them something to work towards and to strive for. Like, it's what I'm trying to do with Always. Because I've gotten the critique a few times that it's getting repetitive and it's out of character and everything like that. The out of character thing I'll discuss in a minute, but like, I'm really trying. I'm working on not making everything so repetitive because I realize, yeah, it is getting repetitive and it's kind of annoying. Um, Bitching, on the other hand, like, I got a review on my Barson fic um, that Olivia calling Barbo Raffi, rather, was really out of character, and he wouldn't like it because it's his childhood nickname, and she wouldn't call him Raffi during sex. And I was like, okay, first of all, how, like, that's not critique. That's not something I can change. That's a character choice on the part of the writer. I'm taking a character and going with this characterization. That doesn't make me a bad writer. Like, it would make me a bad writer if I just had Olivia stop calling him Raffi for no unexplained reason. Like, but because that breaks characterization. See how that goes? Anyway, um, and I know the person who, I don't know who it is, but I know the person who left that review follows me on Twitter because I responded to said review on Twitter, and then they went back and left an anonymous review instead of just coming and like telling me outright that, you know what, this is what I feel. You know what? No one's forcing you to read my fan fiction. I don't care if you don't like the pairing. I don't care if you don't like my character choices. I really don't. I don't write to please you. I've said it all along. I don't write to please anyone else. I write for me. Skylar said in her video a couple days ago that she likes how fast I update. I update that fast and I write that fast because, like I said before, I stay in my dorm room and do nothing when I'm not in class. I stay in my dorm room and I write. That's why you get updates on things. Like, that's why there's always an update out. Like, one every day or every other day at the latest. There's an update of something. That one really bothered me, the whole Raffi thing. Like, to the point where I actually addressed it in the next chapter of Friends because I was like, listen. It's like, okay, so it's out of character. Well, okay, now I'm going to get into out of character. What I like to do as a writer, as a fan fiction writer, is I like to take the characters that we see on screen. On the screen, we see one level, okay? We see this level here on the screen. I like to dig deeper, okay? Like with Brian Cassidy. Everyone's like, you write him so out of character, but I don't think I do. I don't write him constantly as the hard-headed, cocky detective that we see on screen, and he's cocky in a good way. I love Brian Cassidy. He's got my heart. Okay, so like, I don't. I feel like there's more to Brian Cassidy than what we're seeing on the screen. Okay, I feel like we started to see a little bit of his romantic and caring side this season because of what happened with Liv. But like I'm trying to take it a step further, and as a writer, as an artistic form of expression, that's what I feel my job is to dig deeper than what we see on screen. So yeah, in Always he's out of character because he's learning guitar for Olivia to surprise her at their wedding. Like, is he really going to do that in the show? No. I know he's not going to do that in the show. But that's something that, like, if Brian Cassidy were a real person and not a fictional person, that's something I could see Brian Cassidy doing. Is surprising his fiance and his wife on their wedding day by saying, hey, look, babe, I went and I learned guitar and I learned this song and I'm going to sing it for you. And, like, how can you even. I don't know. And, like, I guess Olivia's getting a little out of character in all ways, but I feel like she's different when she's home with Brian. But they both put on this front. I don't know. Obviously, I could be wrong. I'm not an SVU writer. I didn't develop these characters. I'm just putting my spin on these characters. Again, my spin, my characterization, whatever. You don't like it, don't read my stories. I don't care. Because I feel like at some point, Olivia and Brian, like, I don't know. I feel like Olivia is one person in the squad room because for so long she was the only female detective and she had to be one of the guys. Now that Amanda's there, she doesn't necessarily have to be one of the guys, but she still has that image to maintain. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But, like, that's. Like, as a writer, I feel like that's my job, is to dig deeper and to bring out these aspects of the characters that we don't get to see on the television screen. And if you don't like it, then don't read my stories. I am working on improving my writing, but, like, there's a difference between improving my writing and sticking with character choices and characterizations that I've made throughout a story. So, I don't know. I know I've lost a lot of readers because it's OOC and repetitive. It is repetitive. I don't know why I put it in air quotes. And again, I'm working on that, which is, like I said last night, why Always has not been updated in about a month and a half. Because I'm working on trying to make it as unrepetitive as possible, and I'm not exactly sure how to do that. So I'm trying. Okay. Which leads me into a non-hate fanfiction ask Tumblr. If you're if you have to hide behind anonymous on Ask, a gray face on Tumblr, guest on fanfiction, like, then why are, like, I don't know. We're gonna figure out a way to respond to you. Like, I'll respond to you on Twitter on fanfiction if I don't have anonymous enabled on my Tumblr because no. But, like, just, why are we hating on anyone in general? Like, I don't understand. If you don't like someone, don't talk to them. Not a hard concept. It's something we all should have learned as kids. Granted, I understand most of the fandom are teenagers, but just because someone's a teenager doesn't mean they don't have a brain in their head. There's no need to be a bitch. Like, seriously, if you don't like someone, don't talk to them. It's not a difficult concept. Seriously. Ship wars. Okay. I'm friends with a Bensaro shipper. I'm friends with people who ship other things, like, other than Bensity. There's no reason to be nasty over a ship, okay? Just because you don't like Bensity, don't sit here and say that every Bensity shipper is a teenager and don't know what they're talking about and needs to grow up. No, I mean, there are teenagers who are Bensity shippers, but there's also adults, like me, who are Bensity shippers. Like, just like, why do we need ship what you ship and shut your mouth if you don't like someone else's ship? You can give your opinion, but there's no need to hate on it. Like, there's no need to be, like, bashing a ship. Pretty much. this is something that I haven't actually seen myself. I've just kind of seen it on my timeline, kind of thing, like other people responding to it. Can we stop encouraging people to cut themselves and kill themselves? Like, don't ever do that. That's not okay. It's never okay. It's never going to be okay. Not on your life. No. No. Just stop. Like, I don't even know why I have to put this in here. I don't even know what to say about it. Just stop it. Okay. Krishka, EO, Chris Maloney. I'm lumping them all into one. Okay. EO, I don't even really have a problem with EO. It's the crazy shippers who feel the need to constantly tweet Warren about how awful he is, and that's another thing is Warren hate, but I just it's not even I don't even have a problem with EO. If you want to ship EO, go ahead. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care. It's never gonna happen, but I don't care. um but there's and I don't even care if you ship a Krishka friendship. I really don't. But to sit on a public forum like Twitter or Instagram where Mariska is very active, because I mean she has Facebook, but she's not as active on Facebook as she is on Twitter and Instagram, and go on her page, or even like mention her or whatever, I don't know, and say something about Krishka, like, it's just not okay. Krishka romantic relationship, put it that way. Like, they're both married. I mean, I don't know. Chris is how I don't know anything about Chris's marriage. They seem happy. I mean, they've been married for God knows how long. Mariska and Peter are Petska is like the epitome of an amazing couple. Like, no. I mean, granted, Mariska and Chris like joked around all the time on set. That doesn't mean that when they were off camera and like in their trailers where no paparazzi could see them, that they were screwing like freaking rabbits, like most people want you to believe. No, they weren't doing that. They're both happily married. Okay, I met Peter Herman. Peter Herman is so insanely, sickeningly in love with Mariska Hargitay that like I needed to brush my teeth because it was so sweet. And like, cause he was giving a speech at the event that I was at. After I went up to him, it's like, oh my God, you're Peter Herman. Hi. But like, you could just hear in his speech how proud of Mariska he is. Like, he's insanely in love with her, and she's insane. Like, they don't even have to speak. You can see them on the red carpet. They just have to look at each other, and you just know. Mariska and Chris don't have that. Like, I'm sorry, they don't. Petska is up here. It's life. Like I've said for years, I want a marriage like Peter and Mariska have. Because it's amazing. I want my husband to walk with me down the street and look at me and just, like, he doesn't have to say anything, but everyone knows he loves me. Like, that's what I want. Okay, I'm moving on. Warren and Ryder hate, like, okay. SVU 2.0. You don't have to like it. I don't even know why it's 2.0, but whatever. You don't have to like it. You don't have to watch it. But you guys say you don't watch it, but you do. Y'all watch it because y'all are sitting here tweeting Warren and bashing him and saying how horrible of a job he's doing and how he's ruining the show. How would you know if you're not watching it? How about you just stop watching it and watch another show? Watch the reruns. There's 12 seasons of them. Plenty of shows. Chris Maloney is not coming back. He walked off the show. He's said in interviews that he's happy where he is. He's not coming back. It's not gonna happen. Move on. He has. Chris Maloney has obviously moved on after 12 years of our dedication to him. He moved on. Y'all need to move on too. Okay. Fandom drama. It's some kind of bullshit in this fandom. It's ridiculous. Every day I'm on Twitter and I see, well, I don't like this. I don't like that one. You know what? Then it goes back to the anonymous hate. Don't talk to someone if you don't like them. It's not a difficult concept. Like, there are people in the fandom that I don't like. Most of them are blocked. It takes 2 seconds. Granted, there's Stephanie. I love her. She's amazing. And, like, we got off to a bad start. I pretty much jumped down her throat. Because I get really overzealous when it comes to my friends. And I'm not ashamed of that. Like, okay, maybe it's not that good of a thing. But still, like, that happened. And then I went on Tumblr, because I was still blocked on her Twitter. I went on Tumblr and I sent her a private message. And I said, look, I don't know if you remember, if you remember me, but I just want to apologize. And I never should have said anything that I said. And, well, half the stuff. I should have listened to your side and blah, 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 blah. And we worked it out and we're talking. Okay? So if you can't work it out, block the person on Twitter and don't talk to them. It's not a difficult concept. It's really not. I promise. Okay. Facebook and Instagram fans. This one's just for you. Not that any of you are on Twitter, and I really don't even care. Y'all need to tone down the crazy, okay? Facebook fans, Stabler's not coming back. Join Twitter, and you'll learn all this, because Warren doesn't go on Facebook. He's on Twitter. You'll learn. Chris Maloney's not coming back. Stabler's not coming back. Cragen, Cragen, is not coming back. He retired. Monch retired. He's not coming back. He might come back for guest spots, I think they said, because he's still, like, in the DA's office. I don't know. But they're not coming back to the show as regulars. Y'all need, like, something. I don't even know. I don't even know with Facebook fans. It's comical. It really is. Instagram fans. Okay. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not naming names. But there's no, like, I comment on every one of Mariska's pictures. I'm one of those people. Okay? But I don't leave paragraphs that are that long on her comments. I don't. And then, like, put that one. If you're gonna do that, put it once. There's no need to put it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1.5 million times. Like, put it once. The rest of us comment once. There's no need. And then there's one guy, I don't even know his name. I report him for spam every time I see him on her comments. Because he's just disgusting. Like, she's a human being. She has feelings too. So, like, if you're going to be nasty or if you're going to be, like, gross, then don't comment. Like, shoo fly. And, like, don't blow up her don't spam her comments with the same thing 15 million times when it's this long. Or even if it's this long, put it once. Okay? Like, I'm not going to tell you what to write. You can write whatever you want. I don't give a damn. Even if it's this long. Even if you want to put that thing that long on every single picture that she has on Instagram, go ahead. But put it once. Don't put it 15 million times. And then wonder why she's not responding to you. She doesn't respond to... She's responded to maybe, like, 5 people on Instagram. I don't know. Okay. Dual fandom respect. Okay. Here's the thing. There's a lot of us who are in more than one fandom. Who watch more than one show and, whatever. Cool. That's awesome. I wish I were in more than one fandom. I really do. But I'm not. I watch more than one show. I'm just not in their fandoms on Twitter or anything like that. No, I guess I'm kind of in the OINTV fandom. Kind of. Not really. I don't talk to other fans. I just, like, am in love with Pablo and Natasha, so I tweet them all the time. But that doesn't really make me part of the fandom. I don't know. Anyway, if someone likes more than one like, they're allowed to like more than, you're allowed to watch more than one show. There's no rules in the, like, there's no fandom rules, first of all. Or maybe it would be a lot nicer place if we had freaking rules. But there's no rule that says you're only allowed to watch SVU and that's the only fandom you're allowed to be in. Okay. You don't have to like someone else's fandom. You totally don't. You can be like, you know what, F that, I don't know. Stop following them. Delete them. Block them. I don't care. But there's no reason to sit there and complain that, well, so-and-so is only talking about. So what? Who cares? I have my beta for always, I love her, Nicole, shout out, peace. She's in like 15 different fandoms. Okay, no, she's really only in the Grays fandom and SVU fandom. More so in the Grays fandom now because of the freaking fandom drama. If y'all would just stop, we'd probably keep a lot more of our fangirls. Not that it's a competition. It's not even a competition. Why does it even matter that someone else is talking about another show more than SVU? If you don't like it, delete her, block her, them, it, whatever. Just stop with the bullshit. And what it all comes down to, all in the end, where is it? Respect in general. Just respect people. Like, this goes back again. If you don't have anything nice to say to someone, don't say anything at all. Block them, delete them, remove yourself from the situation. Respect is something that should be a given. Like, there's no reason to be a freaking asshole on Twitter. Ever. Like, I don't give a damn who you are. I don't give a damn who you think you are. I don't give a damn who the fandom thinks you are. I don't care. You still should be treating everyone with the same amount of respect that people treat you with. I don't care. Pretty much. So, I actually went through my entire list, and this is only a half an hour long. So, I'm gonna shut up now. And I don't know what my next video is gonna be about, but whatever. Peace.